All right. So another football player. This is an ex-football player. Caught into some crazy. I don't want to say shenanigans because the allegations here are very extremely terrible. So, ex NFL player Le'Veon Bell ordered to pay 25 million to cousin who accused him of raping her when she was a child. And let me scroll down here. Le'Veon Bell, a court order retired NFL, or sorry, yeah, court order retired NFL star Le'Veon Bell to pay 25 million to a family member who accused him of raping her when she was young at 6 years old. Man,
Yikes.
I see. This is what the when these false allegations come out. This is what this stuff does. It's hard to believe any of this stuff. And but the crazy thing is, they've already gone through the process of granting the lawsuit. So maybe we'll find out a little bit more as I read on. Any early thoughts, MC?
Yeah, I noticed. I put another source, and it said that Bell is fighting this. He said he was never served. He didn't know that this was
Oh,
coming. It
see.
never happened, and he intends to fight back. And to
Okay.
that, I say, you better. If you innocent, you ain't got no choice but to fight because
Yeah.
this could be a potentially permanent stain. If you
Yeah.
did
They
not do
buried
this,
it.
you gotta fight with everything you got. If you did
Yeah.
do it, you about to have a tough time. You about to have a real tough time. But
They buried it. This is
he says he was never served. If
yeah.
he was never served, that means he never had the opportunity to build up a legal defense. He never appeared in court. So if that's true, this might get overturned on that alone. But
But
what I'm trying to figure out is this a civil suit or a criminal suit? It sounds like it's just civil.
civil, yeah. So according to a
See,
lawsuit, go ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead. No,
I
you
was
go
gonna
ahead. You
say,
got it.
according to a lawsuit filed Franklin County, Ohio, in March 2024, a woman named Jada Bell claimed to be okay. Cousin of Le'Veon Bell accused him of being non-consensual. I don't want to say it. Relationship with her when she was just 6 or 7 years old. The abuse Jada alleged continued for a roughly decade and stopped when she turned 18. Le'Veon, whose most recent spotlight came during his appearance at the Donald Trump rally. Oh, interesting. Is 8 years older than her, and she claimed the abuse would resume whenever he returned to Ohio from Michigan State, where he played college football. So, in response to the verdict, Thomas Schaefer, Le'Veon's attorney, said his client adamantly denied the allegations. He should, and further, he was never served, like we said earlier. So, this is this is how the legal system that people have been loving lately. Like when the legal system is working against Trump, it's accurate. Does this sound like the legal system worked just justifiably for Le'Veon Bell? Does it sound like it
If
worked
he
with Xavier Worthy?
if
This
he
is the
was
legal
never
system.
served and never had time to put anything together, then no, the legal
Yeah.
system's trash.
This
However,
was
oh, go
yeah,
ahead.
I was gonna
Go ahead.
say this was I mean, it's almost feel like this was and they pointed out that he was at the Trump rally. This seems like this might have been fixed. This might have been some Soros handling because he's been attached to a lot of things
That's why
allegedly.
I'm always so slow to attach politics to stuff, man, because as soon as you throw politics into it, I know how emotional people get with politics, and I know how far they'll go to make the other side look bad. So if you're
Yeah,
going to tell me that this didn't come up until he was at a Trump rally, I got a whole bunch of other follow-up questions and skepticism.
yeah.
Now, on the
Oh,
flip side of this, I personally know someone who, as a young girl, lost her cousin took her virginity in a
yeah.
similar situation.
Eesh.
So stuff like this happens all the time. But again, everybody gets due process in this country, or they should. So more than likely, if he can prove that he didn't get due process, it's going to get overturned off of that alone. But
Yeah.
one of the things that I struggle with, and I know a lot of people get mad at me when I say this, why are you why this should be a criminal lawsuit. I understand you want to get paid too,
I
but
think
where's the criminal lawsuit?
I think it's a statute of limitations on this actually.
Okay, I can't
So
speak on that, but
So
go ahead.
if you recall from the Trump case, the way he got charged,
Yeah.
which was a sham, and they set him up from the beginning. but they created a law just to go after Trump. And so they said, like, hey, anything that's happened in the last 10, 15 years, you could actually file charges, but he had to do it within a 1 year window. And they had what's her face, the loony, they had her create these charges because they said I would file charges if I could, and they created the window to go after Trump. They thought they were going to try to derail him from winning the election as well too. So, which is I think is textbook election interference. But the point is, yeah, a lot of these cases they really can't do criminal because of statute of limitations, though. But I got other questions though, like why didn't the parents come out? If she just turned 18, why didn't the parents come out and say like, hey, we're going to be filing these charges? And we stand where the door. We believe her that these things happen. This is messed up. And
Yeah.
for it to move so quickly through the process, well, I don't want to say quickly though, but we shouldn't be finding. He shouldn't be finding out at the same time we're finding out. I think there's something messed up about that.
Right. And I do want to call out, I think TR would agree with me with this. These charges are egregious, they're terrible, they're horrible in every negative word you can think of. But when you throw out something that could have potentially permanent consequences to somebody, it's
Yeah,
very important that you stay calm, look at all the evidence before you side with one person or the other. Especially people that you don't know.
yeah,
You can't trust people that you don't know. So it's very important that you just chill out, let the facts come out. But I do want to call this out. March 10th, you know when Le'Veon Bell announced he was trying to do? He was trying to make a return to the NFL and play for the Steelers again. So
oh
there's a
wow,
lot of things. So now this Trump thing, and now this coming back to the NFL thing. There's lots of considerations to be made here. I'm just wondering a couple of things now.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And this is also another issue with Me Too allegations, though, because I don't. I think there's only one person or one woman that had a Me Too where either she lost her job, or she got arrested, or something. But there's really only been one woman out of that whole Me Too era that faced any consequences. And so, women, this isn't a men versus women type of thing. Your sons, your nephews, any man in your family, he's going to have to deal with something like this. You think Le'Veon Bell's family is like, oh wow, or somebody in our family accuse you of this? Like, how do you think that's going to go over Sunday dinner? Like, people, look, you just if you want us to start believing you, then you got to start calling out the people that are just either grifting or they're just making stuff up though, because that whole Jay-Z, other grape allegation, that's going away. And I ain't seen no one go after that, the alleged victim that called out that lawsuit. Like nothing's happened to them. And they get a lot of protections. And if they're wrong or if it turns out they were lying, oh, well, got it wrong. All right. Next day, let's move on. Like it's so messed up. And this should also highlight for men because we just covered like three situations where a man, I mean, you have everything to lose, and you don't have to be rich to kind of be in these situations. Like that Stephen A. thing and LeBron James. Look, that doesn't have that doesn't. You don't have to be rich. You just got to be in the wrong place, wrong time. You step on somebody's shoes, or they look at your girl, or you think they're trying to talk to your girl. That's a fight. You can get skinny pop.
Right.
There's a lot of things that could occur that just because this happens to rich people doesn't mean you cannot catch strays in the same direction.
Yeah, and right now this story is just breaking news. It's essentially he say she say at this point. But I think we can with confidence say whoever's telling the truth made the other person get the punishment that they deserve.
Exactly.
That's essentially what it comes down to. But if you're trying to come back to the NFL, nah,
Uh,
you might that might be done. You might have
it's
to
a
chill
wrap
out
for you.
now. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're done.
Yeah. So, all right. That is all we have for y'all. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Final words, MC.
Yep, I know my camera's trash. We're gonna work on it next week, but hopefully, for all those haters talking about my audio, you'll notice the difference on this one.
Definitely. All
We
right,
love the
everybody.
haters too, by the way. At least I do.
Yeah, love hate, I guess.
If they
All
what
right.
they say, love always wins. I'm a jack that from them. They took everything else from us.
Right. All right. Good night, everybody.
Peace.